I started recording. Hello, and it's time for my first Life Scout story. I also vote that I change the name to vlog every at least once a week in April because I'm not going to do it every day. Alright, the first story that I'm going to tell you guys about is when I went to the Empire State Building. Back when I was in high school for our senior trip, we decided to go spring break, and we left the Friday that it left off, that school left off, and first we went to Washington, D.C. for a few days, and that was really amazing. I wish we could have spent more time because we didn't get nearly as much time as we needed to in, the Smithsonian. The Smithsonians were amazing. We got to see the heart of the ocean that they used in Titanic and stuff like that. But after that, we decided to go to New York, and that was really an amazing trip, and you could spend so much time just in Manhattan and just seeing all kinds of different things. But we actually got to go to the Empire State Building, and that was really neat because, one, it's extremely tall, and even when you're on the higher floors, like, you don't get that feeling that you're up that high. We had a teacher that as we were climbing up the steps and going up the elevators and stuff like that, he was watching his phone, and he counted down the time to see when we lost service to actually text people. So that was neat because you're up so high that you actually can't even make calls or send text messages. I remember when we got up there, I actually held my camera out and took a picture looking down on New York. And it was a really awesome picture, and I remember getting home and being like, Mom, I've got to show you these pictures. They're so amazing, especially ones from the Empire State Building, because you can see everything from up there. And I put my SD card into the computer, and it said, there's an error with your SD card. Would you like to reformat it? If any of you guys don't know what that means once you hit format, all of your pictures disappear. And when you have an error, you can't go in and just save those pictures before you format it. So you have to format it. So I lost all of my New York pictures. And that really stunk because I got some amazing ones up on the Empire State Building. Another funny thing that happened up there is when we got up there, they have this gate up, and I guess it's to keep people safe. But I mean, it's this really, really tall chain link fence. It's got barbed wire on top and stuff like that. And we were all walking around and looking at all of the edges that we could look at, and we still weren't even at the top. You could look up and still see so many stories. But we were up there, and we looked up on top of this fence, and everybody was like, what is that? There was this big, black, shadowy thing sitting on top of the chain link fence, and we were all just staring at it, and we were like, oh, it's just some fake thing. It's probably a camera or whatever. And then it started moving, and I have to admit, this was the fattest pigeon I have ever seen in my entire life. This thing was humongous. I wish I could express to you how big it was. It looked about this big from where we were standing, and it was quite a ways up there above our heads, probably 3 to 4 feet above our heads, and it still looked this big. So I can't express to you just how big this pigeon could have been. And we all just stared at it. We were in awe, and that's probably not the most exciting thing to be in awe about in New York City, let alone on top of the Empire State Building. But we were. Well, I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully it's not going to be this long in between my Life Scout stories. Let's see. I'm thinking about doing swimming, archery, horse riding, or video games next. If you guys have a preference, just leave it in the comments below, and I've got links as to, what Life Scouts are and everything else that you might need to know or want to know. So I will see you guys next time. Bye!